Well, it is a crazy hot day outside. It's probably like 95 right now in my garage. Stupid hot, super humid, but I gotta get some work done on the car. So I did do some work on it. I also cleaned the garage in the last video, so it's a lot better to work in here. I did some work to the car, like I just said, off camera. Kind of finished sealing it. I'll show you guys real quick. The biggest thing that I did in the car was seal up all the holes. So I found my plate for the transmission tunnel, so now I don't have to have water launching up through the transmission tunnel when we hit a puddle. And then I actually sealed these up the right way. So I used knockouts for like an electrical box, and I painted them white. I had them there before, they were silver though. So I just painted them white and then hit them with some seam sealer and actually put them in there, and they sealed up a lot nicer. Definitely doesn't look very good, mostly because those are the only white parts and everything else is dirty, but floor is pretty much completely sealed now, which is good. There is one hole up in the firewall up there by the clutch, and I do want to seal that eventually. I do have something else that I can put there, like a plug that'll actually fit, and I'll probably seal up this hole too. Oh, and one other thing that I did do was the tear trip. It was down here, and I cut that out before because it was mounted like right here, and it really didn't make sense where I had it, and I had like no idea what to do with these cables. So I ended up rerunning the wires all the way up here and then just zip tying it to the bar. As you can see, it kind of tucks up a lot better. Gives me somewhere I can just kind of loop these intercom plugs over the roll bar, and when the seats actually get back in, I'll be able to just bungee cord them to it, which will make them like really easy to find with the helmet and Hans on, and I won't have to worry about having all this excess in the way and it looking kind of weird and kind of ghetto. And I mounted the brake lines, and I haven't mounted these yet. I need to get some bigger like little rubber grommets that'll mount to mount the fuel lines, and that'll be coming up soon. So yeah, I got a little bit of work done on the car, which is good, and a lot of it was really boring stuff, so not really any interest in wanting to film it, because I'm sure you guys wouldn't want to watch it either. Today though, we are going to be prepping the car for a RallyCross this weekend. Hopefully it's not going to get rained out. They have a tendency to cancel it if there's like any rain in the couple days before the rally, and now it's looking like from tomorrow, so Wednesday, till the weekend, a good like solid 3 days of rain. So hopefully that doesn't happen, and it stays dry and we're able to run the rally, because I really don't want to have that get canceled, since I do want to put some miles on the car and I don't want to have to worry about just driving this thing out to a stage rally without ever actually getting to shake it down before it. And that way, if I find simple issues that I can fix, I'll have plenty of time, because the rally's not for a couple more months. So biggest things that we got to take care of today: I'm going to throw the seats back in, the harnesses back in, also going to adjust the clutch pedal because the throw's a little bit off, and I'd like to adjust it so that I get a little bit more engagement a little sooner with the clutch. And after that, I'm going to probably try hooking up my vacuum bleeder to the brakes to try to get what little bit of air is still in there, because when I drove it out of the garage the other day, it definitely felt like there was still some air in there, because it went a little bit too much to the floor, and then the next time I pushed, it was like rock solid. So it definitely shows like there's a little bit of air in there. Hopefully that doesn't mean like the master cylinder or something's leaking and then I just forgot to tighten something or something like that, or hopefully there's just an air pocket that I didn't get out all the way. We'll take care of that. If the vacuum bleeder doesn't work, then just wait till my wife gets home and we'll do it together. And I'll probably take off the ghetto light bar too, because I'm not really a fan of how the car looks like with that on. And I think the front end of the 2.5 RSs is way more clean. Got this weird looking ghetto light bar that's supposed to be mounted on the top of like a Jeep or an FJ or something. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be taking care of. Not a whole lot, kind of boring stuff, but let's get to work. Well, I knew before that putting these seats in sucks so much, but man, that took me way too long to get those 4 bolts in and the harness on, which the harness was probably the easiest part. It's definitely a lot easier if you attach the harness to the eye bolts before you bolt the seat down to the rails. It makes a lot more sense to do it that way too. And to actually get the safety clips in these things, so
If you have a harness on your car and they put this little notch in there, that's for like a little cotter pin to go in as like an extra safety so it doesn't come undone, which would be pretty impossible for that to come undone. But if they put that hole in there, that typically means that the manufacturer requires you to have that. And if you go to a rally and you don't have a cotter pin in that hole, you'll technically fail scrutineering. And obviously you can just run to like the hardware store and throw one in there really quick and you'd be able to pass. But that'd be super annoying to have to like go to tech inspection one more time. So it's a little thing that I learned. I already threw those in on the waist straps, so now I just have to attach them in the rear eye bolts, so way back there, so I have plenty of room to do that, so that's not an issue. Probably going to try to get the other seat in now, and then we'll do all the belts and come up with whatever else I need to knock out, because there's quite a bit of stuff that I need to do before this thing is roadworthy. Because I kind of want to drive it around a little bit before I actually head to the RallyCross, because it is a couple hours away, or an hour or so away, and I'm probably just going to drive the car. It's kind of more of a shakedown, so I definitely need to put some miles on it before that happens, so that way we don't break down right away, because it's like my fuel lines might not be good, or something along those lines from a modification that I did. Got to get back to work though. It's crazy hot out. Not a fan of working in the garage when it's super hot and humid, but got to get it done. Both seats are finally in. This one took probably longer than that one. I don't know why. I had to kind of like tweak the mount just a little bit, like push it in to get the holes to line up. Probably because when I made it all and I lined it all up, the seats weren't on the mounts. So it wasn't perfect. They were roughly close and just kind of had to push in the mount a little bit to get the hole to line up perfectly. Kind of annoying. Definitely going to do better on the next build that I actually do on making the seat mounts. Try to make them a little bit easier to actually get the seats in and out, because right now it's ridiculous. But got the seat belts in too. They should still be adjusted exactly where they need to be. If not, they're not that hard to adjust. And then we also have the intercom system. So I showed you guys that in the beginning of the video, and we just got some bungee cords going to the seat right there for the cables to sit. So it's a little bit cleaner. And then when it was down here, definitely a little bit better. And a little bit cleaner looking with cable management. So now we got to mount the battery, which should be easy. Just the stock mount kind of came undone, so I just got to redo that. Put the intake track back together, throw the filter box back on there, make sure everything's good and tight on that. I'm not sure what else I need to do before the brakes. Need to throw the license plate on the car, and there's a bunch of little stuff here and there that I got to knock out. Let's say we sucked up a little water and dirt in here. Good thing we didn't run into any issues with hydrolocking it or sucking a lot of dirt in, but damn, that's a lot of dirt in here. So I'm gonna hose this out real quick before we throw this back on there. I'll probably get a new filter too. That one looks fine. It's a K&N filter, but I got a recommendation from someone that'd be running Rally a heck of a lot longer than I have, and that's to just run the cheap paper filters and bring quite a few spares with you to rallies. Because they're a lot better at stopping stuff initially than something like that, like small sand particles, and then just replace them as they get worn out. So like maybe a couple times in a rally, if it gets wet, or if you're running a sandy rally like we were, because you definitely don't want to keep sucking in stuff like this into your engine, because that is not going to be fun when you have to rebuild it. Well, the car is back together, wheels are tight, everything should be good, as long as I didn't forget anything. Oh man, I'm really sweaty and dirty. Hair is disgusting right now. And there's a bunch of sweat bees out. I'm not a fan of this state anymore. It's terrible. Way too many insects, way too much humidity, and rain all the time. So, super inconvenient. I think I need to fix this headlight switch. Well, it's not the switch, it's the actual plug. It's messed up. So this headlight doesn't come on. That one's on. All the other lights are on right now. I want to take it for a test drive. And I don't want to get pulled over in this thing. So I need to fix that headlight real quick. Make sure everything's good. I have not driven this thing since it had issues on the road. So I'd like to see if the fuel line fixed all its issues, or if there's any other issues that are actually major that were caused to it. So I don't even know if I can go to this RallyCross if this thing will run. So that's what we need to figure out. It runs fine now, but we'll see if it actually drives well and it doesn't have any weird issues under load or anything like it had during the rally. So I can't get that plug fixed. It's like completely busted, as you can tell by it being right here and not in the car. All of them, prongs were completely bent, and me trying to fix it just made it worse, and then ended up breaking it. And I was gonna just go for a quick drive with the light bar, just around the neighborhood. And my truck's dead because it has this thing where it like lets it go past. I don't know if it's actually a feature on the car, like you can go to accessory without the key in, but you just like rotate it one past like where off would be, and then the radio turns on, and it's hard to notice because it'll take like 10 seconds to turn on. So if you don't notice, as soon as you turn the car off, it'll stay on. And the last time I drove that thing was like a week and a half ago, so the batteries are dead, super dead. So yeah, that's fun. I'm gonna have to charge those batteries tomorrow. But I'm done for the evening, and we'll pick this up in the morning. So I got a new plug for the headlight socket, so we can splice that in real quick. And the truck is charging right now. It's actually on trickle charge. It's been on it for a while, and I think the battery's fully charged, so that's good. I don't have to worry about that thing just sitting there dead. So it should fire right up now. We can splice this in real quick, as long as it works. It looks identical to the stock one. So it should be fine. It's funny because I got one of these free with the car a long time ago, and I threw it away, which is super unfortunate. And I just threw it away not that long ago. I was like, oh, I'll never need this, even though I forgot that the plug was messed up because it's been messed up for a long time. Kind of dumb to just throw away random stuff like that. I don't know why I don't just keep it and throw it in a bin, because I've got so much other random stuff that is actually junk, and I just keep it on my shelves. I don't know, kind of dumb. So let's splice this in real quick so we can actually go for a test drive on this without getting pulled over. Because the cops are definitely being crazy around where I live lately, and pulling people over like nonstop. So I definitely don't want that to happen, because I'm sure that this car is going to stick out like a sore thumb anyway, and they're going to think it's not street legal, and it's going to be super annoying. But yeah, let's get this spliced in real quick. Got the headlight done. It took way longer than I thought. So I spliced it in, and then I thought there was a problem with the ground. And of course, that's what I started troubleshooting, was thinking that it had a bad ground. And apparently these sockets had been replaced a couple times, or at least once. It was the fuse that was blown, because I was getting some residual power through it. So I was wondering why the heck that it was just dim, and I didn't realize that it would be the fuse. So that was like the last thing I checked when the grounds came back fine. A little bit too much resistance on it, but I mean, it was fine. And then I checked the fuse, and the fuse was blown, so I'm not sure why. I was still getting some sort of power through there and a ground if the fuse was blown, but I don't know. It's fine now, though. Obviously, you can see that. It just started raining, so I'm not sure I want to drive the car. I probably need to pull the charger in from the truck. I don't want that thing getting soaked. And I don't know, I was going to take this thing for a drive, but it's not very waterproof, so I don't know how much I want to do in the rain with this car. because it definitely leaks quite a bit. So the rain's supposed to stop soon anyway, so I'm just gonna say screw it. Need to take this thing for a drive. I want to change the oil later tonight anyway, so I got to heat it up a little bit because it hasn't been sitting a while. So I'm gonna move the truck, pull this car out a little bit. I need to run to the store as well while I'm out and get some hardware because I want to mount the roof scoop. I'm tired of just looking at that nasty vent. So I gotta pull the vent out and I'm gonna silicone all around it so it doesn't leak because my weather stripping idea did not work at all. So that's planned with that. So yeah, I'm gonna roll the windows up, get this thing out. It should stop raining anyway pretty soon. And then we'll go for a drive in this thing real quick and mount that roof scoop on there, which I'm gonna paint that too right after I pull this out. Oil change is pretty much completely done. I didn't have enough oil. I thought that these things were both full and they're both about halfway full, so it kind of sucks. I had to use one on my truck because it's kind of leaking a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. This thing takes like 6.5 quarts, I think, with the bigger oil pan from Killer B, so that's kind of annoying. Oil changes are a lot more. It used to be just a little bit more than one of those, a little bit more than a gallon would fill up one of these. But now you definitely need at least 1.5, so it's a little low right now, a couple quarts low. So I'm not going to be driving it until I go get some more, which is not a big deal. I can go get some tomorrow. Start throwing on the hood scoop or roof scoop because the paint's pretty much done. So I'm just going to try to figure out the best way to mount that without hacking up too much on the roof and hopefully not getting it sideways. Probably just going to do 2 bolts in the front portion and 2 in the other and just send it down and use a nylot on it with a washer through the roof skin. Seems like the best way to do it. This thing's mounted for the most part. I just need to tighten the back two because they're nyluts and I can't really reach both the top and the bottom at the same time. I need to wait till my wife gets home and get a little bit of assistance with the rear. And I mean, obviously it's not perfect. Ooh, fireworks scared me. It is 4th of July and I'm working on my car because it's like one of the only times that I've gotten to work on it in the last like month. Anyway, as you can see, it's not perfect at all with the gaps. The right way to do this is to kind of like throw sandpaper on the roof exactly where you want to put it and keep going back and forth in the same spot that you want it to actually sit at, and then it'll contour almost perfectly to the roof. They leave excess on here so you can do that. Honestly, this roof is kind of garbage anyway from my past job, so I'm not too concerned with it. This definitely looks better than just having that vent open, and I think I trashed the paint too because it wasn't fully dry and I got like smudges and fingerprints and dust all over it, so that's awesome. Anyway, with that, I'll finish off camera once my wife gets home, but there's no point to me continuing this video. It's been really long. I haven't really done much to the car, haven't talked much in the video, haven't shown you guys anything I was doing, so hopefully it wasn't too bad. But yeah, be fun to rallycross this thing. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled. It has been raining today and it's supposed to continue raining tomorrow, so it could very well get canceled, which would suck because I put a lot of work into it just to get it running, but I need to do it anyway for the rally that's coming up, so it's kind of good. Kind of forces me to actually work on the car instead of postponing it, so procrastination at its finest right there. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. I'm gonna close it out. It's probably like 25 minutes long anyway right now, so I appreciate you guys watching. You guys have a good one and I'll see you with the next video.